Rockets away!
It's mid-July 1945, and explosions rock the town on the shore of the Karafuto Prefecture, Japan. Flaming rockets rain down from above and rip through local factories and the harbor, and torpedoes smashed a few ships near the coast. Commander Eugene Fluckey of submarine USS Barb oversees the attack, and he's satisfied with the damage dealt. Fluckey himself is about to take his post in preparation for their silent escape, but before he disappears down the hatch, a noise catches his ear. He looks back to see a train rolling through their handiwork, hauling dozens of cars, presumably full of weapons and ammunition. He frowns with anger in his heart. All of that is destined to go straight towards killing Americans.
If only we could stop those damn trains.
Chief of the boat, Paul Golden Saunders, perks up.
Want to invade Japan?
They shall land a team of saboteurs and take down the rail line. A team is quickly formed. Third-class electrician's mate, Bill Hatfield, is the explosives expert. Signalman Seaver. Motor machinist Jim Richard. Ship's cook, Larry Newland. Torpedo man, Edward Klinglesmith. And auxiliary man, John Markison, as guards. Lieutenant Bill Walker as leader of the second boat. And chief of the boat, Paul Saunders, is the leader. On the evening of July the 23rd, 1945, the boats are prepared under cover of darkness. Commander Fluckey oversees the procedures with concern. He wanted to go, but had been convinced by his officers that his life couldn't be risked.
Boys, if you get stuck, head straight for Siberia, 130 miles north.
We'll see you before sunrise.
The men salute him.
Follow the mountain ranges. Good luck.
They row away into the dark, ready to execute the plan.
You'll need to get on shore. It's empty. Just steer clear of a group of houses in this area. 2 of you will stay to keep an eye on the boats. Make sure they don't float away. If someone comes, it's your discretion if you engage or not, but under no circumstances bring more attention to yourselves. From there, the rest of you get moving. You must be quick, because you don't have much time. Just 3 hours to be in and out. After the shoreline grass, there should be a road, then some denser shrubs and trees. And there's the railroad. In any case, it runs along the shore. Just walk away from the beach, and you'll find it.
Why are you still here?
The men work fast to make back for the time lost. Things hadn't gone to plan, but they're still on the road. The 3 on guard duty walk down the tracks, finding little. But one of the men keeps his eyes on a nearby water tower and suggests checking it out. Eager to explore, mate first class John Markison volunteers.
I'll do it.
He climbs carefully and slowly up the rickety steps. But as he approaches the top, he realizes this isn't what they thought. The water tower has a door. He peeks over the floorboards and is greeted with the sight of a Japanese guard, soundly sleeping on a chair. Markison's blood runs cold. He looks back, and he can clearly see and hear Saunders' team digging away. Back with Saunders, they're making quick work of the gravel when one of them signals to keep quiet. Steps. They rush to grab their Thompsons, but Saunders stops them.
Take it easy. At this time of night, there's no one running up this track except a scared American.
Markison's figure emerges from the dark. He's looking like he's just seen a ghost. Markison frantically points at the tower.
That's a guard tower. There's a dude in there, sleeping.
Everyone's gaze turns to Saunders, awaiting orders. He looks at their progress. They're almost done, and time is at a premium. He decides they should just get it over with.
Just be quiet.
But then something else interrupts their work. Saunders gestures to stop, and he listens closer. It's a locomotive. The 6 men quickly hit the dirt, scrambling for cover as the train's headlights come into view. The sounds of the locomotive fill the air as its light shines over everything, betraying the men's hiding spots. Nervous, Saunders peeks out of his concealment as the locomotive approaches, clearly seeing its engineer hanging out on the side. He stays as perfectly still as he can, holding his breath as the engineer rolls closer and closer. He passes by, mere feet away, but passes without showing any reaction. Saunders watches him disappear into the night, speechless. But he doesn't have time to ponder. They must get back to work. They finish digging the hole and plant their package, one of the submarine's 55-pound scuttling charges, modified by Bill Hatfield, to go off with the flick of a switch.
Once the hole is done, Hatfield will build the bomb. You all will leave him alone and return to the boats.
They all watch over Hatfield's shoulder with bated breath as he assembles a bomb on site. He plants a power source, a can stuffed full of batteries connected together, and the very special switch made especially for the mission. He'd gotten the idea from his childhood when young Bill used to wedge nuts under the local railroad tracks. The weight of the passing train would flex the tracks and crack the nuts in two. He realized he could use that exact same flex to flick the switch. He takes the very live switch and extremely carefully wedges it under the rail. His heart is racing. One wrong move, and they'll all be dead. Hatfield prepares himself, closes his eyes, and takes a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Nothing happens. They've done it. The men hurry back to the beach, taking their boats and rowing away as fast as they can. Back at the USS Barb, Flucky watches the incoming dinghies through binoculars when a lookout warns,
Captain, another train coming up the tracks.
Flucky's heart skips a beat. He turns his binoculars to the locomotive rapidly approaching its demise.
Yeah, everybody should get a sub. They need to go. Now.
Throwing caution to the wind, he retrieves a megaphone and yells,
Paddle like the devil!
The men rush, rowing as fast as they can, but there's no hope. The explosion illuminates the night sky, throwing pieces of locomotive 200 feet into the air. The train cars run straight off the rails, crashing and piling up into a massive twisted metal and flaming wood. Captain Flucky needs to submerge. The Japanese will arrive any second to investigate, but his men are so close. He orders to wait and keep an eye out for the enemy. Time drags on, minutes feeling like an eternity. Sailors watch the clouds in the horizon. But they're in luck. The enemy is nowhere to be seen. Sailors rush to help their brothers aboard, celebrating and cheering to the background of the flaming wreck. The USS Barb would continue on their bomber mission for a few more nights before settling course back to Midway. Despite months of action and close calls, every single sailor would make it home, proudly waving the battle flag, which now includes a unique target and a long list of victories. Captain Eugene Flucky would be awarded a 4th Navy Cross for his leadership during the Barb's last patrols of the war, later earning the Medal of Honor for other examples of valiant leadership during patrols. For his part, Paul Golden Saunders ended the war as one of the most decorated enlisted men in the submarine service, with 2 silver stars atop a pile of further decorations. He also sports the incredible title of being the leader of the only American ground invasion of the Japanese home islands during World War II.